Hey guys, my name is Simpzy. How you all doing? Welcome back to some more Medieval 2 Total War Definitive Edition. Here today on the channel we have episode 3 of my Holy Roman Empire campaign as Emperor Heinrich. Here today we're going to continue our war with Milan and we're going to take Genoa. And then we've got probably Dijon left of their territory. We've taken Milan as well. But things are looking good. We're going to continue our war with the Venetians, and if we have time, we might very well declare war upon France. So, if you'd like the sound of that, feel free to leave the video a like, and subscribe if you're new. I'd really much appreciate it. Okay, we've got Prince Leopold, the Emperor's second-born son, pushing south, and so they do have that settlement there. Okay, so we just need to invest and put a little bit of money back into the economy. We've been focusing on military so much, we've neglected our construction a little bit. That will change. Now Sicily is just disembarked down in, what is this, Epirus? This area technically. Oh, we've got another doge that's popped up. Thankfully there's no walls, so we are going to march on in. Currently got a full stack. Once Leopold gets here in the Greece theatre with the Emperor. Back over in the west, I'm currently mobilizing with Max Mandorf ready to strike Marseille. We have another 2 stacks ready to push into Dijon, and then we've got an army here in Bruges as well. I think going to war with Paris is now the next opportunity. Unless the Poles, Hungarians, or Danes attack me, I don't think I'm going to be declaring war upon them. Oh, I nearly would accept this, actually. I think I will. Would you give me trade as well? And map for map, because if my calculations are correct, they've probably only got Crete, which would be rather annoying to take. And they do have quite a large navy, Venice. So we're going to have to watch an eye on, keep an eye on that. And we can make plans to go against the Byzantines. We'll get trade and map to see where they are, but we border them now in Greece. Because we do want to try and take Constantinople, of course. A crucial and culturally significant point of interest for the Roman Empire, of course. If Emperor Heinrich could get Constantinople, that would be fantastic. Our capital is currently at Frankfurt. We might actually look to move it at some point. We're still quite low in the papal rating. I believe we're still excommunicated. Yeah, we are. The Turks want trade? Sure. Why not? I don't think a war is probably going to break out with them for quite some time, if ever. Map for map. The papacy wants trade, really? I'm quite surprised about that.
We shall listen, of course. No, another suggestion from your...
No, we can't get reconciliation. Okay, so Emperor Heinrich here, 48 years of age, 5-star commander, still rather chivalrous. I don't think we're going to be able to change him to dread in his lifetime. He's got his son, Leopold, ready to push over. So the Greeks, the Byzantines actually hold it, and we're going to be probably going to war with them as well, so we'll make a play to Constantinople. So we currently have a stack and a half over here, still pretty early on in the campaign, 22 regions controlled, we need 45, so we're halfway through getting those regions claimed. We've got more armies slowly but surely heading over into Paris. We'll get Max to strike Marseille, and we're currently besieging Dijon as well to finish off the last of Milan, but here is the German Empire. We'll get rid of Milan and then we'll go to war with Paris. So, only a couple of generals left in here. We've fought a bunch of fantastic battles against Milan. We've had some really good victories. We've done the hard work, and now we've been rewarded with the destruction of the faction. Genoa, a crucial port city. Milan, the fashion capital of the world. We've secured new drip for the Emperor. And Dijon, not the most important city in the grand scheme of things, but they nabbed it off the rebels. I'm happy to get it. And the Moors. The Moops. Sure. I'll get trade with them. Map for map.
The Holy Bible may preach peace, but when it is Christendom itself that is threatened, then it is every Christian's duty to defend all that is holy. His Holiness the Pope has called a crusade to reclaim the Holy Lands from the infidel, who would deny Christian pilgrims their right to visit the holy places. It is time for the armies of Christendom to put aside their differences and unite under one banner, the sign of the cross, and give back God's children what is rightfully theirs, or die trying.
The Pope called a crusade for Cairo. Lucky that wasn't on me, but we're going to have to watch out as well for future crusades if we're still excommunicated. Now, unfortunately, we're not going to be able to join that crusade, which is a shame, because we are currently kicked out of the club. Yeah, character excommunicated. That's such a shame, man. Even if, like, we're excommunicated, I kind of wish you could still go on crusade to try and... Maybe if there's something like try and win your reconciliation back or something. Anyway, we're going to trespass into Byzantine territory because we're going to make an attack at Corinth. I'm still continuing to mobilize on the French border and have been the last couple turns. And I think we're ready to strike. So we will be going to war with the French. As war between the HRE and the Kingdom of France has broken out. Pierre is inside. Not the crazy or best looking commander. We've taken out Dijon. We've got Prince Henry. He's going to strike Reims. And Otto von Kessel, the conqueror of Milan. He was the one doing most of the fighting and the conquering. He's definitely going to be rewarded with a nice chunk there. I've got von Saxony, who took the Benelux region for us and is now besieging out the French king in the city of Paris. Right, let's end the turn and continue and see how the French react. Constance, the French princess, has ran into the courtroom at Vienna, demanding a ceasefire. I would want a lot of regions. Give me all your regions. No, I was going to say, it saves me taking them, because we need to conquer all that French juicy territory. There's been some rioting at Bruges as we've left, which is rather annoying. Okay, just keeping an eye on diplomacy. I was curious to see if they're at war with the English. So Thessalonica doesn't have the largest army in there, but the Emperor's in striking position. We'll take that. We'll secure Marseille, adding another crucial port city to the Empire, and we'll replenish and repair where we can. And we want to continue on. We do want to try and keep a rather strong military presence here, because it's giving us 1,000 per turn, which is huge. Now, we will have to be a little bit careful as we push further south, as there's an army here. And what I was going to highlight is we've got the Fortress of Toulouse, which is, it's actually one of the biggest forts in the game, castles that they can start off with. I might even send some forces north. Currently sieging out Reims. Just getting some more siege equipment there. Don't know if we're overly going to need it though. We'll send you to Antwerp, and we've got more units coming from Magdeburg and Hamburg. Some of our best two recruitment outlets. We might even have a rebellion there. Alright, we're just trying to mobilize the Roman war machine. Okay, so we should be able to fight this one at Paris and then eventually take Reims as well. So we'll fight this one. Okay. King Philip. Oh, he's pretty much the same sort of spitting commander as von Saxony, and maybe even the Emperor himself. Quite close trait and stat-wise. But anyway, let's play the battle, the siege for Paris, in today's video. It's going to be a good one. A first major battle against the French, and it's the siege of their damn capital. We've caught them unawares in a surprise attack. They didn't expect us.
Duty has brought me here, despite the many wounds that I have suffered and the scars that I bear. Duty to the Empire and to you, my fine soldiers. I mean to lead you to victory, if God wills it. Our French foes hold us in scant regard, men. They treat duty and honor as things to be put aside, and cover their moral nakedness with words like glory and France. They are not worthy foes for soldiers such as we. I see little reason to needlessly risk German lives today. Let us rain death upon our foes, and let them struggle to come to grips with us. Now kneel, bow your heads to your Savior.
For God, glory, and for the Empire, lads. Surely the Empire will triumph. Von Saxony hasn't had too much experience fighting major factions. Mostly been fighting trashy, rebellious rebels throughout Germany and Belgium and the Netherlands to some extent. But this is his first major opportunity to prove himself amongst Holy Roman Empire generals. Von Saxony could potentially kill the French king and claim Paris amongst his conquests, which would be huge for him. I do try to keep track of my generals' conquests and roleplay to some extent. Like, I like to find it cool that, oh, you're playing with the generals now who's like their great-grandfather was the conqueror of Milan or stuff. But I'm curious to see who would be the next emperor as well. Luckily, he's not too old. I thought he was a lot older when I started this campaign. I thought he was like in his 60s. I thought, oh, you haven't got much too long left. I don't know what the average age is in Medieval 2. There is an age of death. Is it about 65, is it? I can't remember. Every single year, the modifier for the event of death goes up. Just like in real life. But in Medieval 2... it's pretty rare to have someone live like 100 or so. It can happen. You can have some crazy dictator. But let's get stuck into the battle and siege for Paris. Now this can be a bit of a tricky one, as Paris is a huge city. Very defensible. But now that we've basically pincered and surrounded France with territory, taking Bruges, Belgium and Netherlands, and now having Dijon under our control, which you'd consider as a core French territory IRL. We're able to launch from here. But we're in a really good stage in the campaign. We've gobbled up a bunch of rebel territory. Only a few of it was taken by the AI. Most of the surrounding German and adjacent territories come under our control, which is fantastic. We've managed to take and piece out or destroy factions like Venice and Milan, and we're in really good stead to attack one of the best factions in the game, which are the French. I might even have to do a tier list of my sort of opinion on the best factions, but I would say the Holy Roman Empire and probably France and England are like S tier. Like they're all A tier. They are very, very good in Medieval 2. But to be fair, some people don't like the Holy Roman Empire, which surprised me. Just because they're surrounded by so many. Like, if you don't focus on certain areas, like I can see if you were to be like, oh, I want to go against the Danes and Poland, the Poles, and potentially Hungary, you might be actually shooting yourself in the foot in the sense that you're going for territory, you're spending the resources, and you're not actually gaining too much. The territory looks large and huge, but the wealth of it is just not there. And then if you get attacked by Milan France and potentially Venice, you probably can't defend yourself. Like, it's pretty hard to defend that German territory. So, we've got to be quite cautious in our approach. Thankfully, getting that a military alliance early on with the Danes has actually worked out brilliantly. Marrying Prince Henry, the heir to the Holy Roman Empire, to Denmark. So that's managed to completely buy off. They've essentially become a puppet kingdom under our rule. It is a little bit annoying. As the Emperor, my daughter-in-law being Danish. Brings some delicious pastries though, so it's all good. When we get the in-laws around at court. I don't know what I'm saying. Because we're doing so well against the French here, we're really advancing into King Philip's castle. And, dude, if we can take their capital this early on, we're laughing. Depending on how quick the conquest of France is, we might be able to steamroll the rest of the campaign. Like, if you get all of France and Germany under your control, it's very hard for the AI to stop you. No, my infantry's got wiped there as I say that. Man. It's difficulty so brutal on my infantry. But I've still got to remember that the militia and the spearmen aren't that good. I try to use them as best I can, but they are not the best. Oh my god. My bowmen are being caught here a bit. There we go. Just need to move my cavalry up to help on out. It's still quite a while before you can get properly heavy armored, dismounted knights. We're still relying on our cavalry to some extent. Yeah, because really, what's sort of the major threats externally? Basically the Byzantines. But we want to try and get rid of them before they conquer Ankara and Anatolia. Looking at the map information we got by the Byzantines and the Turks, they're basically even. Depending on whoever sort of gains like swaths of territory quickly, if the Turks are into Greece by the time you get there, or the Byzantines are into the depths of Ankara, sometimes they can put up like either one of those factions, whoever does that, they can put up a real big challenge, because that Greece territory and that territory in Ankara is so valuable. Especially if you get Cyprus and Crete. Whew, the trade gets flowing. I'm curious to see who's going to win the Reconquista of Iberia, potentially. Will it be the Moors? Will Portugal rise up? Or Spain? Like, who's going to win it out? Portugal quite often goes to Wales in Medieval 2. They have like a pathfinding there. I always find it hilarious when you see you're trying to take the UK, then Portugal's all of a sudden there. Not the most realistic, as Portugal and England have the longest alliance in Europe. Is that longest lasting? Whatever that fact is. As we've killed the French king and taken Paris with von Saxony, and we're going to be able to replenish and repair and get some crossbows in as well. Fantastic. Alright, so we can move you out here just to give us some better odds. After the conquest of Paris, Prince Henry's asked for additional reinforcements. 45. Oh wow, this is insane. This is the largest force we've assembled, I believe. Yeah, nearly 5,000 men of the Holy Roman Empire charge on into the city of Reims. And we've managed to take out a huge chunk of them. And now we border with England, as of course they have Normandy. They could very well have Aquitaine as well. That would be interesting. Oh, Spain, hello. I would like to trade with you. Map for map as well, because we can see what's going on. The Moors probably are the strongest. I always like playing as Spain, because you can conquer a lot of territory without dealing with papal consequences, because the Moors are basically a free conquest, securing southern Spain, and then in Africa as well, you can really set yourself up well. We can get a merchants guild in Milan. A new family member, Carl, being brought in. Alright, back down in southern France. Oh, so this is where most of the French military forces are. Oh my god. There's a lot there. Oh, we might have actually stuffed up here. That's a lot. Okay, so we're going to move out from Paris with our 2 full stacks. So we've got 3 full stacks finishing off the French, hopefully. Yeah, why did they have, like, more in the south than in the north? I didn't expect that. Okay, back over in Thessalonica. There's only 3 units of Byzantine cavalry here. And General Theo inside. The Emperor should be able to make quick work of the Byzantines holding out in Thessalonica. Or what I like to call it, Thessaloniki. The Greek pronunciation on it in some... What was that in? Maybe it was in Assassin's Creed, I don't know. Right, let's move on up and run them down. Get rid of Captain Demetrius here. And we'll build Roman watchtowers along the way. Cool. Well, we're slowly but surely, I guess, reclaiming lost and ancient Roman Empire, maybe even to some extent Roman Republic territory. We'll get a merchant here, why not? We're getting to that stage where we can nearly afford them. It's like worth it for us. Couple bribes during the end-turn phase there. Von Munich. Von Kessel's had a child, that's cool. How are we looking? So Conrad 7. Fritz von Kessel. Otto's 33. Oh, he's Sigismund's 10. Huh. Okay, still continuing with our war against the Byzantines. Thankfully, they haven't had too much of a military force to stop us. Emperor Heinrich looking to bring Greece under the imperial banner. He's got his son with us, his second born, as we look to siege out Corinth and secure the Greek peninsula under our control. Alright, we've got additional reinforcements coming through Croatia. We'll set a rally point there to Thessalonica. We're still moving troops slowly but surely to Paris. Alright, back down here. Okay, looks like they fled the French army, maybe further back. So we're going to have to siege out Toulouse. We're going to definitely play that one. King Louis and Prince Hugh has been caught inside. We do have a diplomat here, so we might try and catch them. I think we'll move to Angers and siege it out. France has really large castles. More so on the west, which is interesting. I guess they were never thinking or fearing a Holy Roman Empire attack. It can be quite hard, actually, going against the French as the English, because they've got like large cities so close. We were able to like seize Reims, Dijon, and a couple of those weaker territories. De Lyon, Guillemont is currently inside. Alright, well, unfortunately, guys, it's time to end the video here. Thank you very much for watching Episode 3 of my Medieval 2 Total War Definitive Edition playing as the Holy Roman Empire. So, we did get around to it. We declared war upon France, and we've got a really good war going up against them. They're definitely not down and out for the count. We will have to be a little bit careful in our encroachment and advancement into French territory. It's going to be a tight one against the French army and king defending at Toulouse. So we have to play that one at the start of the next. There's still a full stack lurking around somewhere, heading towards the north or Aquitaine. And we're besieging Angers as well. And then there's probably not too many more French armies to deal with. Thankfully, we've managed to catch the Byzantines unawares. They've probably got most of their armies in and around Constantinople and probably Anatolia as well. So if we can get Greece fully under our control, we can take our time. Once we're prepared, organised and keen and ready to go, we can march upon Constantinople and allow the Emperor to march on into the streets. We're getting to the point where we're starting to expand so much that we might need to move our capital away from Frankfurt. I have to see how we go. There is a way to work it out, like to maximize trade and public order, because we're going to have such a vast and big empire. We just need to find the center of our empire and work it out, but we're not there just yet. Let me know where I should move my capital to. It sort of depends where we expand, because I don't know exactly where we're going, but we do want to try and gobble up as much territory as we can. Anyway, guys, thanks for watching. Stay tuned for episode 4 coming out tomorrow. And yeah, I appreciate all the support as always. Got to play the outro now. I'll see you in the next one. Unfortunately, it's time to end the video here. Thank you very much for watching. Check out my social media links in the description below if you want to stay connected with me. I also want to say thank you to this month's patrons and channel members: Victor K, Sebastian C, Jordan K, Caesar L, Brian S, Tao, Lion B, Kyle P, Tom C and White P. My name has been Simpzy. Much love from Australia. I'll see you in the next one. Goodbye.